Hey guys, Ryan here. Have you ever watched some of your favorite streamers, some of the quote-unquote professional Warzone players, and wondered what's the difference between them and you as a player? Well, that's what I'm trying to cover in this video, and we're going to begin this video by talking about the mental efficiency deficiency. So I know that's a mouthful, but what I'm trying to say is average players, you guys are not efficient with your thoughts. You waste time. You have all of these random things that you do that are pointless. And there's little pauses and delays in your actions, like simple things like plating. You'll be in a gunfight, you'll get shot, and you'll take an extra half second to plate that someone who's a quote unquote pro won't take. And that's the difference. I've had the privilege of playing with some of the best players in the world in 2v2 tournaments. I've also had the privilege of playing with a bunch of average players that are friends, and that's one of the easiest things you'll see a difference in. When you look at their movement, when you look at the way they rotate, when you look at the way they just play the game, how fast they kill people, how fast they plate, how fast they get to cover, how fast they recognize the situation in front of them, it's the easiest thing to spot for me. But I think a lot of people, they don't notice it. What they see is they see a difference in aim, they see the fancy movement, they see things like that, but they don't see how quick they're thinking. They don't see the lack of wasted time, and that's what makes the player so good. Okay, it's not what exactly makes the player so good, because they do have great aim, they have great positioning, they know how to rotate, but one of the things that people don't think about is this thing right here. If you want to be a better player, start going through all of your thought processes much quicker, start processing the game much quicker, and you're going to become a better player almost instantly. In fact, even though I consider myself a very good player, in this situation, in that background clip, I'm going to make a little mistake here, and this is just because I haven't been playing as much Warzone 2 this past month. See, right now, I need to just be aiming for the kill, and then I go to plate, and that is my death. I had this amazing play. I killed 6 people, and all I had to do was just finish that guy after I self-revived. But that's okay. I'm going to improve, I'm going to get better, and I'm going to work on it. So the next topic we're going to jump into is how good players don't play scared, but average players do. When you watch an average player, they're always crouched, they're walking around, they aren't really trying to get in too many gunfights, they aren't confident in their ability to take on squads, and obviously there's reasons for that, but you don't get better by playing scared. If you're always afraid of taking gunfights, if you aren't really trying to be aggressive, if you're afraid of even being in a 1v1, then work on that. You're going to get more confidence by losing, and I know that sounds weird, but getting better overall is an uncomfortable process, and by just accepting that you're going to die a lot, probably, it's going to hurt for a little bit, don't get me wrong, but if you just accept that, it's going to pay off dividends in the long run so much, you're going to appreciate that you took the time to go through that pain. And it's not even that bad. You're going to have times where you frag out, you're going to get 1 squad wipe, you're going to get 2, you're going to have 6 kills with 80 people left, and then you're going to die to some dumb camper, and you're going to feel all frustrated. But guess what? Dying like that, dying in that situation is so much better than hiding in some random building with claymores and mines and hoping to just get 1 or 2 kills and get a lucky win by just playing scared. If you actually want to get better, if you want to make up the ground between you as an average player and other top players, then you need to focus on these little things. Changing your mindset of how you play the game, embracing the fact that you're going to die so you can actually get better in the long run will make you such a better player that you would not believe it. When you play scared, you aren't even actually giving yourself the opportunity to get better because you aren't playing to get better. You aren't playing to even, that's not even part of your mental process. What you're doing is your fight or flight gets activated and you're choosing flight. And sometimes you need to run. I'm not saying just, oh, take every gunfight, play super aggressive. No, I'm saying if you want to play for the win in the end game, do so. Play smart. Don't play dumb, play smart. But stop being so afraid. When you know there's a squad there, you have a UAV, push them. If you die, don't get frustrated and say, oh, I'm never going to play aggressive again. Oh, we shouldn't have pushed them. Think to yourself, what could I have done differently to actually get that kill? What could I have done differently in my push? Where could I position better? Blah, 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 blah. And focus on those things instead of just thinking about all those random things that just really equate to you just not being good enough to win the gunfights. So lastly, and maybe most importantly, is make sure you work on your core fundamentals. If you're wondering what I mean by the quote-unquote core fundamentals, and I have to stop saying quote-unquote. I'm sorry about saying that so much this video. But what I mean by those fundamentals is your aiming, your movement, your positioning, and things like that. I've played almost my entire Warzone career on controller. I've barely played mouse and keyboard on Warzone, and in my life, I probably have almost 10,000 hours on controller gaming from playing on a Nintendo 64 all the way to now. However, on mouse and keyboard, I probably have around 1,000 hours if I'm being generous. It's probably closer somewhere to like 500, 600 hours on mouse and keyboard shooters. But the point I want to get across is, when I've been playing Warzone 2 recently on mouse and keyboard, because my fundamentals of aiming and movement are not as good as controller, I am not able to think about the game in depth as I'd like to. I'm spending more time thinking about my aim than I am thinking about my positioning, thinking about what I need to do to win, and I'm not thinking about the right things. And this all goes back to me lacking in the core fundamentals for being a good mouse and keyboard player. There are times when I'm on mouse and keyboard where I think I'm even capable of being better than my absolute best controller self. However, more consistently, because I have so many hours on controller, I'm so much better on controller game in and game out. For example, tonight I was playing mouse and keyboard, and I think my best game was like 7 kills or something, and a lot of that is really just due to my mental positioning. I'm not kidding, guys. It's because I cannot think about the game as clearly. But then I plugged in my controller and I dropped 22 kills and had an absolutely great game. Then the game after that, I had 12 and I almost won it. In fact, these are the 2 games you're seeing in the background are my controller games from tonight. I played almost the entire night. I probably played 10, 12 games on mouse and keyboard, and then I played 2 to 3 games on controller, and I did so much better. And it's not that the controller is broken. Well, controller is broken, let's be honest, guys. Aim assist broken. But a big part of it for me is, it's not even the aim thing. It's that I don't have to spend all that brain power focusing on my aim. I don't have to worry about thinking about, oh, how am I going to move? How is looting going to be different? I just do it. When I go to a bag with controller, I loot so much quicker, even though looting is actually almost 100% superior on mouse and keyboard. Having the ability to just click, but because I'm not as comfortable with it, means it's not better for me, and this is something people have to be aware of. If you aren't comfortable with your setup, if you don't have those core fundamentals built into your gameplay as just muscle memory, and it's not just something you don't even think about, well, you're going to be costing yourself in the long run, because you're going to be devoting too much of your brain energy to thinking about things that aren't related to just gameplay. Anyways, guys, I hope you had a good New Year's Eve. I hope you had a good holiday season. I'm going to try and change up the content a little bit on this season. I haven't been playing Warzone that much this last season. I've been kind of lackadaisical on the content. And it's not that I don't want to make content. It's just I'm trying to refresh myself and get ready to make even better content and really tackle this year and try and make this the best year I've had on YouTube yet. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys are enjoying Warzone 2. It's been Ryan. Peace.